Alright, people says CC thinks Manhattanhenge proves the earth is flat and that we're all just living on ancient tree stumps. Let's have a look and see what happens when actual physics meets flat earth, shall we?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
So today we're diving headfirst into some truly bewildering ideas from CC. And believe me, it's going to be quite the ride. We're talking cosmic alignments, mountains that supposedly defy physics, and ancient electric civilizations. Ouch! My brain's already aching. But before we laugh at CC, I've got some bills to pay. So today's video is sponsored by Fume. I fidget constantly. If you've watched the Creaky Blinder show live on a Tuesday, you'll know that I'm always messing around with my microphone stand. I've seen the comments, not touching the mic, Creaky. Well, I'd love to. I just never know what to do with my hands. That's where Fume comes in, the sponsor of today's video. It's a flavoured air device, not a vape, not a gimmick, just something simple that actually gives me something to reach for when I get restless. There's no vapour, no nicotine, no batteries, just natural flavour. I've been using Crisp Mint. It's clean, sharp, and doesn't make me feel like I've licked an air freshener. And it's solid, magnetic, satisfying, clicky and twisty. Feels good in your hand. Now, over 500,000 people have already added Fume to their routine. So if you're trying to swap a bad habit for something better, or you just want to stop fiddling with everything on your desk, this might be exactly what you need. So head over to tryfume.com/creaky or scan the QR code on the screen and use code Creaky to get a free Fume topper when you grab the journey pack. Let's get back to the video, shall we?
What a Jim Dandy time right now, guys, that you're in. Witnessing all of this evolve with Flat Earth. More and more people are now understanding, what we live on and what we've been fed all of our lives is just entire complete bullshit.
Oh yeah, Jim Dandy time, a precise measurement, much like the exact moment a flat earther understands gravity, because nothing says understanding like rejecting scientific observation in favour of a kindergarten diorama. Now, shall we measure that understanding in nautical miles, or perhaps by the number of times CC has been to space?
We had a couple events. It's actually going to happen again, I believe, in June. Maybe if it's not cloudy like it is now, or it has been for the last 4 or 5 weeks, every weekend. It sucks. Maybe I'll go down there and check it out myself, but it's happening like in the middle of the week, and this is something called, I think they call it Manhattanhenge, something like that. It's when the sun goes down in the city, or goes away from us anyways. It's hard to get out of your head when you've been saying that all of your life. But the sun is going away from you on the grid of New York City. So it's an amazing, to witness it is apparently amazing. I've never seen it. I think I've spoken about it last year, a year before that. And I always say I'm going to try to get down there, but never do, because it's in the middle of the week, we're working here.
Now, Manhattanhenge, as some people call it, isn't some mystical flat earth phenomenon. It's a perfectly predictable event caused by two simple things: the spherical shape of the Earth and the grid-like layout of Manhattan's streets. Now, twice a year, the setting sun aligns perfectly with those east-west streets. It's amazing, and it's photographed by millions, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the flat Earth. The Earth's curve isn't some so-called thing, it's fundamental reality. Manhattanhenge happens because we live on a sphere. The sun is setting below the horizon, but because of the grid's angle, we get this awesome alignment. It's a testament to geometry, not a denial of it. And to use this as proof of a flat Earth,
I can't take a day off just to go down there and look at the sun in align with the grid of the city, because that's what the city is.
And yet you somehow managed to make time to make one of your stupid videos during your workday. Priorities, Christopher. Priorities.
See, the city streets is just one grid sheet. The city itself was electric at one point. That was another civilization, just like Washington, D.C. Same thing.
Right, because nothing says advanced electric civilization like being completely submerged by mud, if that's what you were hinting at when you mentioned ancient civilization. And somehow, all the historical records of this global ancient civilization conveniently vanish. Hang on a second, I just realised something. Wasn't Washington, D.C. built on marshland? Marshland? Electricity? Don't really go together that well, do they? I suppose they just forgot to pay their electric bill and then the mud came in to repossess the entire city. But funnily enough, archaeologists, when they do find evidence of ancient civilizations, they never really involve universal free energy or being swallowed by a giant dirt tsunami.
They use water as electricity because water was alive back then.
Water? Is that W-A-D-D-E-R? What the hell? Oh, you mean water? W-A-T-E-R. Come on, America.
They somehow managed to harness the electricity out of water and use it.
Water was alive. Well, that's a new one for the Flat Earth bingo card. So instead of hydroelectric dams, which actually do harness water for electricity using well understood physics, they just manage to harness the electricity out of the water itself. Was it like a water-powered phone charger, but for their brains? Because alive water, that just gives up its electricity, sounds suspiciously like somebody made it up. Perhaps the alive water got fed up with being harvested and decided to flood everything with mud in protest.
See, we're doing that now, but we're doing it in a different way.
Brilliant. I've just noticed how dark CC's eyebrows are in comparison to his hair, and now I can't see anything apart from his eyebrows. It looks like he's got two caterpillars breakdancing above his eyes.
There's a restaurant in Manhattan. It's actually using the current of the Hudson River. With propellers on the bottom of the Hudson River to, feed electricity for the entire restaurant.
Chris, get out of there. I can hear the sirens. They're coming for you.
I'm surprised nobody else has thought about that because there's sure as hell a lot of restaurants that are right riverside. It's a no-brainer. No electricity, no bill.
So, CC has just discovered hydropower, but with the added bonus of having zero understanding of how it actually works, or why massive infrastructure isn't just plopped under every waterfront property. Funny how all those actual hydroelectric plants require huge dams, specific water flows and an actual grid, not just a couple of glorified boat propellers under a restaurant. And I'm not saying that this particular restaurant doesn't draw its power for, I don't know and I can't be bothered to look it up. But as far as there being no bill, Chris, if it were that simple, the entire city of Manhattan would be riddled with submerged paddle wheels and Con Edison would be selling artisanal candles in Times Square.
I don't know why nobody else has done this.
Fine, I'll do the work then. It's called the Lightship Frying Pan and it's in New York City. And it is a restaurant that is self-sustaining and draws its power from the Hudson River. It was put there in 1989. It was brought to New York to create a waterfront public access location. And it's also a popular cafe/restaurant. Didn't mention that it was a boat though, Chris, did you? Oh no.
But anyway, the event that's happening down in the city is probably the last day is today. I believe it's happening somewhere around 12 minutes after 8 p.m., somewhere around there, Eastern Standard Time. And the sun goes away, and it's right in between this. The best place to see it, I forget what park they said. Central Park, maybe? One of the parks down there, I don't know. 42nd Street is actually one of the best positions to be in. But you know how there's going to be thousands of people down there. They're going to block the roads off, and the cops are going to come by, and they're going to cause a ruckus, get out of the road, you can't close the street off. Meanwhile, this is a celestial event. This is an event that everybody should be watching.
You'll see it again on July 11th and 12th. These dates will also see the sun align with the city grid. But this will be the last chance to experience it in 2025. Oh yeah, there is one more thing though, Chris. Given the fact that you're a flat earther who thinks that space is fake, what exactly is a celestial event? Because here in the real world, a celestial event refers to an astronomical occurrence that is visible from Earth, such as an eclipse or a meteor shower, or even planetary alignment.
I believe, to really understand and get to know what the sun is, that it's not going beneath us, underneath this so-called curvature, because there is no curvature.
Do you know, it baffles me that CC and lots of other flat earthers can simultaneously invent an entire physics system where water is alive and it powers cities, but then deny basic observable phenomena like the sun setting. So is it just winking out of existence when it reaches the edge of your magical space pizza? Or perhaps it's just really, really shy and hides behind a little fluffy cloud that only flat earthers can see? Because for the rest of us, it reliably dips below that pesky, undeniable curvature every single day.
People with cameras, go down there, capture this, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We have videos of this. We've got videos of no curvature. We have videos of mountains 700 miles away.
All right, don't get overexcited, Chris. One thing at a time, is it? Now, the camera thing, I don't care, pal. If our video and photographic evidence is invalid or faked, then yours must be too. And pilots, sailors, basically anyone with a basic understanding of optics can see the curvature and frequently do see curvature. But Flat Earth's special camera crew,
Special Officer Doofy reporting.
filming from what I assume is a very flat, very short pier, has somehow cracked the code.
And we can see no curvature. None. None. And not a single person who believes in the ball even acknowledges it.
Not very friendly, Chris, is it? I'm constantly acknowledging that flat earthers claim that there's no curvature to the earth. I also point out that makes them complete morons, but at least I mentioned it.
They hide everything from you. Okay? They hide ancient civilizations. If they find one, they find buildings, articles on things that they're lifting and unburying all of these buildings that they're destroying. Because they're hiding it, but they can't destroy everything.
Well, duh, everyone knows the easiest way to hide an entire global civilization built by free energy water wielders is to just bury it under some dirt and then pretend you didn't see anything when you dig it up.
You see anything, Pete?
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay, they can't hide everything. Okay, they can't hide the sun. They can't hide the moon. Okay?
I don't think they're trying to, Chris.
That the moon could quite possibly be a map of our continents in reverse.
I like it, Chris. And that's another one for the Flat Earth bingo card. So, if the moon is a reverse map of Earth, first of all, how would that work? Because the moon is definitely spherical, but that's by the by. So does that mean that Australia is where Greenland should be, and the Americas are just hanging out somewhere near the Sea of Tranquility? And why reverse? Was it just too obvious otherwise?
These ancient trees that you see, which are enormous, Devil's Tower. I've spoken that so many times. You know, that is an ancient tree trunk. And there's so many of them all around the place. You just got to look at it.
Yeah, and if you just look at a cloud, it can look like a bunny rabbit. That doesn't mean it's actually a fluffy airborne mammal with a penchant for carrots. Devil's Tower is a magnificent example of volcanic geology, not a forgotten arboreal relic, but if the Earth was covered in trees tall enough to scratch the stratosphere, I am genuinely curious what kind of chainsaw they used to clear out that forest.
You got to look at all of this stuff and just take a look and see and then understand, you know, why they would do something like this. You know, and then everything will connect at that point, and then you'll understand, you know, and then you'll accept it. You know, I mean, it's just, that's the way it is.
For flat earthers, maybe. But for us, not so much. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you again on Friday. Love you. Bye.
That's all, folks.
So I was feeling a bit frisky yesterday, so I went to the pharmacist and asked him, if I take Viagra, can I get it over the counter? And he said, probably if you take 2.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never